Hello guys, welcome to Data Science Simplified. As we have already decided that we are going to build a project that is nothing but Swiggy Delivery Time Prediction. So in this video we are gonna have this cleaning operation, okay? So one note I want to give you all that whenever I feel difficulty while explaining things in English, then I will switch to Hindi, but I will try to keep this video in English, okay? So don't worry about it. So without any further delay, let's get started. So the first and foremost thing that I did is over here is that I imported all the libraries. So I imported here pandas. You know why? Because we are dealing with data frame, this kind of data frame you can see over here, okay? So just because we are cleaning this data frame, because there is a lot of noise values are there, so for cleaning I will be using here pandas, okay? For data manipulation I mean to say I will be using pandas, and for numerical computation I will be using numpy. And look over here what I did, there is a file here, you can see inside the data folder there is a file swiggy.csv. I want to read it because on the top of this I want to have some cleaning operation. So the first of all what I did is that I read this swiggy.csv file, this one, using pandas ke read_csv method. So this is what I did. And before cleaning, the first and foremost thing that we need to do is that we have to look over the data set, like what kind of data set it is, like what the value inside this data set, so that we can apply some cleaning operations easily. So just because of this I uses this sample function ke method, okay, sample method, and inside this we pass 30 because we want 30 random rows. We want just 30 random rows just to know about the data set, what kind of data set look like, okay? So this is the thing that we have already did. And here you can see there is a multiple column over here. You can see there is a multiple column: ID, delivery person ID, delivery person age, delivery person rating, restaurant latitude, restaurant longitude. So this all you can see over here. And if you look closely this data frame, then you will get to know that there is some nan values. Here you can see there is a nan values, okay? There is a nan value. Here there is a nan value, okay? Look, there is a nan value here. And yeah, there is a lot of nan values because I have already discussed this. So what I have written, the information note that I have written over here is that we have multiple nan values. So this is the thing that we have written, okay? And after that I call info method on the top of the data frame that we have, and we got to know that there are 45,593 non-null values. That means every value inside the each and every column has some values. There is no any empty or null values inside any column. But the thing that we have to notice over here is that when we call df.info function on the data frame, then what we got to know is that there is no any null values, okay? But look over here, I have already told you there is you can already see, I am not telling you, I am just telling you based on the fact that I have seen over here. There is nan values, there is a nan values. So there is a multiple nan values over here when we have the sample of the data set, but info function is telling there is no any null values. So this is a kind of red flag that we have to notice, and we need to investigate it further, like how is it encoded. So this is the thing that I want to tell you guys, and I want to do some operation on each and every columns that we have, and we got to know the same things, that each and every column doesn't have any null values, okay? And after that the thing is that I want to have this functional programming. I'll be using this functional programming, okay? Just to remember, just to note guys, I will be using functional programming. I am repeating this again and again because this is a industry ready code. This is the way people in the industry follow. This is the way it has been written, the code inside the industry. Okay, so here you can see that what I did, I am writing this just because to show you how we write the code. Okay, so what I did over here, you can see I open this parenthesis and after that I will write the data frame name, because the data frame name is df, just because I have written over here df. Okay, and I want to access this column. What the column name? The first column name we can see over here is that id. Okay, so what will I do? I will just, after the dot we will write the column name. Okay, so what will I get? I'm just accessing this column name inside this data frame. Okay, after when I will execute, I will got to know this is the column values. So here you can see this is the column value. This is way we do the code. Okay, and after that I want to know how many unique values are there inside this column, id column. So I will try to write n unique. Okay, after running I will get to know, okay, there are 45,593 values inside this column name id. So it is showing that each and every values inside this column, here you can see over here there are 45,593 values. Okay, total values it is showing. So all the values inside this column are unique. So the thing is that why I am emphasizing on this sentence, just because to make you understand that each and values are unique. So that's why it is not gonna have an impact on this output predicting the target like delivery time. So what will I do is that this id column I will drop it. So I have written in the note we will drop this id column. Okay, and after that I want to show you something. Okay, so this is the code I have written over here. I have written all this code before while showing it to you, just because of time constraint. I feel that it is taking more time, and that's why I decided to write the code before. So if you will guys comment it, if you guys want it to write by myself in front of you, then comment out in the section like what you want, this and that. Comment just those words that you want me to write the code in front of you. Okay, but anyhow I will show you so that you can have general idea. Okay, so what will I do? I will just write it in front of you so that you can have basic understanding how do we write the code. Okay, so what I did, I access this data frame. I want to know what data frames, how data frames look like. So that's why I have written this, and you can see inside this data frame we can get all these values. And after that I want to, actually I have already accessed this column, and we have already analyzed this column, and we have come to conclusion that we are gonna drop this column. So I will just try to check this column, what it poses, what value it poses. Okay, so I will just write this. Okay, and execute it. So here you can see that all the values it is showing inside this column delivery person id. Okay, it is showing. So this is the way I am telling you, this is the way we write code. We don't want to override the original data frame. We don't want to have any variable that override the data frame. That's why I am telling you. Okay, and after that the thing is that what will I do? Here you can see Indo, Bang, Coimbatore, Chennai, Jaipur, Agra, Chennai, Coimbatore, Ranchi. So this all columns that this inside this column, this all values exist. So before this res there is a column, there is a value, like there is a city name like Indore, Bangalore, Coimbatore, Chennai, Jaipur, Agra, Chennai. So we can extract, so we can see that we can extract these first values. So we can extract these first values. So for that what we'll write over here is that dot str dot a split on the top of what, res. So I will write res just because we want to get this city name, because we can extract this city name, just because of that I am splitting this. Okay, okay, I forgot the dot, so that's why it is stealing. So here you can see I am getting all these series values. So I want what, I want the first values, that's why I will write str dot get and the first value, that's why I will write here 0. So here you can see that, here you can see my first value is extracted, it is like Indore, Bangalore, Coimbatore, Chennai. So what I want is that I want to implement whatever we have already noticed here over here. So the thing that we have already decided that we will be dropping this column id. Okay, so I will write this function. Okay, I will write this function. Okay, def and inside this function I will have to give the name of the function. So for this I will giving data cleaning. Okay, and inside this I will be passing df. Okay, so and just for check, what will I do, I will return this data frame already that I got. So here you can see that our function is working as expected. Okay, I am just removing this. Okay, my function is working as expected, so it is giving, it's calls this function and in return it is passing this data frame and it is showing over here. Okay, so the first and foremost thing that what I have decided over here is that I will drop this column id, this column. And before I want to tell you guys that look over this column name id, delivery person id, delivery person is. So this is a kind of meshy, you know, here some letters are, you know, D is capital, here P is a small, I and D is kind of upper case. So it will be, you know, it will be quite confusing while writing this. So just to make it consistent, what will I do, I will lower it, I will try to lower it all the column name. Okay, so what will I do, df dot rename for str dot lower axis is equal to 1. Y axis is equal to 1 because I want to lowercase the column. For that we will be using here axis is equal to 1. If we are doing on the rows, then we will write over here axis is equal to 0. And here you can see that the column name got changed. Here you can see all the column names are in lowercase as we want. After that what will I do, I will drop this column id. So here you can see inside this column, inside this function we got this id column in lowercase. So what will I will use over here id in lowercase, id axis is equal to 1. Okay, so here you can see the column names got dropped here, but I want to show you, if I will try to run this original data frame, you can see over here the column names are not in lowercase as it was there while in this CSV swiggy.csv, जैसा वो swiggy.csv में था वैसा ही पहले से है. And here you can see that this id column is not got dropped here. In the original data frame it is already here as id, पहले से ही id है यहाँ पे, वैसा ही है यहाँ पे. In simple term, what I mean guys, that whatever changes that I made, that is only reflected inside this function, that is limited to this function only, not outside this function. Here you can see the original column, original data frame column has not been changed. Okay, here you can see id columns is already there. So this is what I am talking about. So I will execute another, so I will execute the next cleaning steps. Okay, so look, the column names are in lowercase, but the column names here you can see that instead of id it has been written like delivery person id, instead of age it has been written over here delivery person age. So it is a kind of messy, and we can have simple names, column names. So what we will be doing over here is that, just for avoid any kind of mistake, we will be using here the column short name, short column name. So for this we will be using rename function, and sorry, dot rename. After that I will write the columns is equal to this, and inside this I will pass what I want to replace with. So this column name I want to replace it with this id. So this is what I want. So here you can see, so here you can see that the column names got replaced here, which is with id. Okay, here you can see. So this is how we will be doing over here. Just because of time constraint, what I will do, I will pause this video and do all these steps. Okay, see over here guys, we have renamed the column, and we are just showing you, and the thing is that we just want to execute. I will just execute in front of you so that you can see. Okay, so yeah, so here you can see rating, delivery person rating, which is replaced by this rating, and restaurant latitude, delivery latitude. So all the column names I have renamed it. And the next thing that I will do is that whatever I have noticed over here, you can see over here what I noticed here. Okay, so yeah, we have multiple name values. Okay, so here what I was talking is that here we have seen there is multiple name values. So I want to check how does it look like. So what will I do, I will just access this rows. Okay, so this one rows 32,150. so what will I write, df dot ilog 30, okay sorry, 32,150. okay, and I will execute this one just to know how does it look like. So I will just access this delivery person is. we got an error just because we want to so here you got, here you can see this is the kind of nan. So it is not the original nan, it is encoded in a string with some empty spaces. So what will I do? I will just try to check how many this kind of nan values is there. So what will I write? df is equal to this nan. Control C and paste. Sorry, what happened? I will just write this one, and if I execute it I will get a boolean series. Okay, and what will I do on the top of it? I will just do the sum operation. On the top of it I will just do this sum operation. So here you can see this column has is as 1854 non values, and this column has 1908 null values. So this way you can analyze this much this kind of non values are there in our data set. Okay, so what will I do? I will just try to exchange it. This nan values, that is a kind of a string encoded, I will just try to revert it into the actual nan values. So I will just implement this inside this code, and what will I do? So yeah, I will implement this over here. Okay, so what will I write? I will try to replace the string encoded values. Okay, I have forgot here to write dot a string encoded nan with the actual nan. np.nan. So if I will execute this one, then you will get to know. Okay, so what I will do on the top of this, I will just to show you that whatever changes that we made, is it reflecting in this or not. So I will write, so yeah, I will write this is null just to check whatever changes that I made, is it reflecting on this or not. So here you can see, yeah, it's reflecting. So age has this much, empty values, or this rating has this much empty values. And here you can see, if I will write this same thing, is null in the original data frame, is null function dot sum, sorry, then here you can see the original data frame, it has every column has its value. So whatever I made changes, it is reflecting on this, and only inside this function. It is not reflecting outside this function. The original data frame is retained. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. So I hope you like this video. If you do like, please subscribe and like this channel, like this video, so that you can get more videos on this. And sorry for my English.